I'm going to show you how to use the Uni-sled to cut segments for segmented turning rings. People typically do this with something called a wedgie sled because they can't set an angle gauge accurately enough to cut them at one setting. So they actually use two fences set by a CNC so-called wedgie made out of CNC machine plastic to set the angle. But if you could set the angle accurately enough, you could do it with just a single setup, and that's what I'm going to show you here. So first I'm going to cut pieces to create a hexagonal six-sided ring, and using just the basically the stock fence. I'm tilting the fence by eye. I'm setting a little L-shaped block to set the fence length, and I'm using this special zero clearance insert which has some extra length in back so it won't be cut apart. And what this will do is it will retain the piece after it's been cut and allow me to pull it forward out of harm's way so I can handle the pieces. The typical solution with a wedgie sled is to use a sort of sloped zero clearance insert in the saw itself, and you can certainly use that approach with my setup as well. Now note that this is being cut on a very humble table saw, DeWalt 8 1/4 with actually the factory blade. So the angles are perfect. The cuts are not absolutely perfect, and so there are just the tiniest variations. This would you'd get much cleaner looking cut with a cabinet saw and a good blade, but you are certainly getting good enough cuts off of this little DeWalt saw with a factory blade to do rings for segmented turning. So next I'm going to change the blade angle from 30 degrees to 15 degrees, and we'll cut a 12 segment ring. Pretty much the same process. So again, what's really making this possible is the accuracy of the angle scale and the cursor, the ability to read it, the cursor's position on that angle scale very accurately. It's about 1/8 of an inch between half-degree increments. And with a zero parallax between the cursor and the scale itself, you can really set, especially those on the degree and on the half-degree marks, you can set it to no exaggeration within 1/100th of a degree accuracy, and that allows you to get the type of precision that people associate with a wedgie sled with just a single angle setting. So again, you can see in this finished ring, even just with the light clamping pressure of a single elastic band, the angles are as perfect as the eye can detect. I think people typically like to use hose clamps to get more clamping pressure, but I wanted to quickly show you how good the angles are. I did this demo just simply using the sacrificial fence tip that was in place, although really to get the best results in this kind of work where you're so reliant upon the perfection of the fence tip being aligned to the whole fence, it's better to put to take the fence tip off and put a whole fence front, a stiff enough board, 3/4 inch or so, that you know for sure that the tip of the fence would be the angle that you've set the fence at. So that's what I'm showing at this in this last little segment here, putting a full fence front on instead of the fence tip, and that would really be the safer method for this kind of work, where even just the tiniest deviation from the angle you want would create a problem.